Welcome to Unit 2, Video 2. This topic for this video is going to be on ancient India, and we're going to focus on two early empires found in India. So make sure in your notes packet you are in the section titled Guided Notes on India. Ancient India is located just here on this map. We've already covered where India is located. We've also talked about the Indus River, which is here to the northwest of India. And then the Ganges River is going to be located to the northeast of India. So we'll have some practice with that in class. These are two very important rivers to India, to people who live there, to civilizations that emerged there. Ancient India started in the Indus River Valley. We've already covered the Indus River Valley civilization and is going to spread to the Ganges River. And civilizations will begin to move south to the rest of India into the Indian subcontinent. Now, this whole area here is known as the Indian subcontinent because it is separated geographically via the Ganges and Indus rivers, as well as the Hindu Kush Mountains and the Himalaya Mountains from the rest of Asia. So the empire grew protected by Himalayan mountains and the Hindu Kush Mountains as well. Because it is a subcontinent, that it is separated geographically from the rest of Asia, it provides protection. Both the Himalaya Mountains and the Hindu Kush Mountains, as well as the fact that 2/3 of the subcontinent are surrounded by ocean. And so it would be difficult to reach. So here's another map showing where the Himalaya are located near the Ganges River. And again, the Hindu Kush and Indus River would be in the northwestern portion here. Here's some images, or here's an image of the Himalayan mountains. They're very, very tall, and it's rough terrain. It's not something that'd be easy to cross to get into India. And so this did help provide a lot of protection for civilizations that emerged in India. There were mountain passes, however, that allowed individuals to get into India, including what is known as the Khyber Pass through the Hindu Kush Mountains. And so this is going to allow for people to move into India with their own beliefs, and a lot of those are going to merge with those of people already living there. And it's also going to be the route that a lot of traders are going to take, merchants are going to take to trade goods. So again, subcontinent, a smaller landmass with its own geographic features. So India is considered a subcontinent. So we'll talk about two empires in this video. The Mauryan Empire is the first that we will cover. And this is the area that the Mauryan Empire covered in 265 BC or BCE. Is all of this dark area. If we take a look at our key, that's how we know that color represents the Mauryan Empire or the Mauryan dynasty. Ashoka the Great was emperor of the Mauryan Empire. He was not the only one, but he was the one that contributed the most. He continued from his predecessors the political unification of India, so trying to bring together all of the different areas of India under one rule. He is going to spread Buddhism. He is going to be a believer in Buddhism, which we will cover in our next video, exactly what Buddhism is. But Buddhism is a religion, it is a way of life, and Ashoka did practice Buddhism, and he spread Buddhism eastward on the Silk Road to China and the rest of Asia, which even today remains high in the number of Buddhist followers. He also allowed for free hospitals, for veterinary clinics, and he provided good roads. He ensured that roads were created throughout his empire. So these are just some of the things that he is known for. He was a good ruler, but he did weaken the government with the way that he ruled. And when he died, when he was no longer ruler, the empire fell apart because there was no one established that would take over after him. And so we will see 500 years in India without a single strong leader. Small groups will emerge, different leaders in smaller areas, but no true empire, no true huge civilization is going to exist. So there's a lot of turmoil or confusion over territory and who rules, and this is going to last for 500 years before we see another empire emerge. We will see the Gupta Empire emerge about 500 years later, and the Gupta Empire is known as the Golden Age of Indian culture. Easy way to remember that, they both start with a G. Gupta, Golden. Gupta Empire, Golden Age. And they are going to make improvements in a lot of different things, including zero in mathematics. They're going to set bones, medically speaking. So when you break your bone, putting it back into place, knowing how to put it back into place and wrap it and make sure it grows back how it should. They were very skilled in that. Also, astronomy, they discovered or put out that the earth is round. And they also created new types of textiles or cloth goods. In literature, the Gupta dynasty collected and recorded fables and folktales. These were written in Sanskrit, which is the official language of literature in the Gupta dynasty. And literature was important in the Gupta dynasty. So here you see all kinds of achievements during the Gupta dynasty. Some of them we've already talked about. The earth is round, the concept of zero, but they also came up with all of these other things as well. A decimal system, the concept of pi, if you have learned about that already, 3.14159. It goes on forever. Solar calendar, they're going to come up with inoculations, meaning shots that you get to fight against diseases. They're going to have printed medical guides about all kinds of healing plants and diseases that are classified and how to treat them. Plastic surgery will be done in the Gupta Empire in India. C-sections, when a woman has a child, sometimes something goes wrong, she can't have a child naturally, a C-section could save her life, could save the baby's life. C-sections are much more common today, but the Gupta Empire is going to be one of the first areas to perform C-sections. So all of these are also achievements of the Gupta Empire. They're also going to have extensive trade. Now you see here all of these different arrows, they point in different directions. So anything pointing out from India is going in that direction. So this is saying that silks are going to move eastward from India. They're going to trade with other areas in Asia. Cotton goods as well. Spices will come from the east into India. They're going to accept those goods. Gold and ivory will go out to the east. Cotton goods will go out to the west and into Africa. Rice and wheat will go out into the west, as will spices. Now, if you take a look, gold and ivory is actually going to come from Africa into India. They're going to be like the middleman, and they're going to trade the goods further east. So you see how some of these go all the way, right, from one side to the other. So sometimes India is an importer bringing in goods. Sometimes they're an exporter sending out goods. And sometimes they're the middleman and they're bringing them in just to push them further, in this case, further east. Gupta kings used marriage to create an empire, so bringing families together to form power. The last strong king declined in 415 CE or AD, and that's when the empire started to collapse. That is the end of the notes for video 2 on India. We will do Buddhism and Hinduism in the next video.